The opening bounce. Naismith flicks it down behind, arriving quickly Selwood. Fossicks it out. Down goes Dangerfield. Hewitt did well. Bartell did better. Motlop wide. Mackie, his 15th possession. Down towards half forward. Ball runs free. Stumbling over at Hawkins. Going back is Grundy. Couldn't find a way through. Down goes Smith. Ball up.
Important for Sydney, I reckon, Lingy, that they stay firm here. We saw last night Port Adelaide get blown away at the start of the third quarter by the Hawks.
And straight away we see centre clearance. It's going to be the important thing in this second half. Get the ball forward, trap it in there. Both teams been able to score okay when they've gone inside forward 50.
Parker, good job. McVeigh got it from Hewitt. Hooking the ball back. Henderson, clever touch. Enright, getting so close to the All Games record to Taylor. Doesn't get a lot on it, Taylor, and Smith read it best off the mark and takes the mark. Smith spreading the ball wide to Rampy. Talked so much about him in the first half. He has used the ball well so far tonight. Uncertain here, and he doesn't strike that at all well. He might get away with it, though. And a boundary throw in down the line. Franklin disappointed there. He was on the burst, on the lead. Rampy didn't spot him first up and then went the safety way.
Swans by 15. Boundary throw in. Zach Smith, Sam Naismith. Smith, the best ruckman on the ground, but Naismith has done okay. In front, Mitchell running out of space. Very high kick made for defenders. Lonigan over the top of Franklin. Ball ricochets back to him. Now he's in trouble. Towers is tackled by Guthrie. Blixarves, hurried kick in front, Menzel, and he did well. Came at the footy aggressively. Looking down towards half forward. Doubling back is Clark. Found the tempo very hard to adjust to tonight. Tough coming into this game after a long break. Rampy wins a hard ball. Aaliyah a short pass. Hanbury, 19 possessions now. Mitchell. Hanbury. They stay off him. Do that. That's a peril. Richards gets it across to Kennedy. Long kick. Will it bounce through? Just the wrong side of the post. Opportunistic work by Kennedy. Spotted a chance and almost took it.
And it feels like Dane Rampy's almost the forward there, flying for that ball. He's backing himself so much in the air. And from that contest, Sydney were able to find Hanbury through the corridor and just transfer the ball so easily down the ground.
Taylor doesn't strike it particularly well. They've been going straight down the centre. Naismith, that was clever. Not 15, Richards. Richards gets it back to Mitchell. Mitchell buys some time cleverly, gets the hook to fall forward and bouncing through for behind. So Swans peppering a couple there.
And it's Tom Mitchell at times, almost rotating with Josh Kennedy around the stoppages, who's doing the job on Patrick Dangerfield. The two of them are ganging up on him, making sure they contain the Cat Star, and Mitchell now up to 20 disposals himself, so really worked his way into the game, winning the hard contested footy.
Clark put Guthrie under pressure, stolen by Richards to Mills, pumps it back inside that forward 50. Kolajasny reaches over the top. This is Mackie. Mackie comes out wide, half volleyed there by Motlop, but he missed the ball. It ran on. Taken by Clark, swings it down towards half forward. Grundy, the veteran, thumps it away. Mitchell once more, imposing himself on the game. Hanbury, ditto, gives it to Parker. Full-chested, a little kick towards half forward. Good enough. Kennedy, well, touched off the boot there by Enright. Grabbed by Lloyd, and Lloyd kicks a goal. That's his first, and a succession of half chances became a goal for Sydney, and that's the story of the game. Just more enterprising.
Yeah. And Dennis, the Hanbury's, Mitchells, Kennedys, Parkers, just little gives of creating, aren't they? Those guys are just creating here. They're really creating a pattern that Sydney are now getting into scoring positions. This is dangerous for the Cats.
Just watch this play out here. This is Sydney's creativity in close, but poor defensive work. Steve Motlop runs to Aaliyah, who was already covered by Mitch Clark, which just allowed Sydney to have free players forward of the ball, transferred the ball down, and that's what led to the Lloyd goal. Just poor defensive decision-making around that bunch of quick hands from the Swans.
Naismith doing pretty well here. Towers good. Back to Lloyd, who kicked the goal. So 8 different goal scorers tonight for the Swans in their 8 goals. Richards. And getting into him, Mackie. Good tackle. No, not rewarded for Selwood. Hewitt, little toe poke, again no free kick. Taylor, wrapped up by Kennedy, ball squeezing, not quite out. Kolajasny, Rowan over the top of him. Richards trying to get it out the back to Mitchell. Cats under pressure, Dangerfield terrific, wins the free kick. Does he? Yes, he does. It required a strong man deep in defence, and they got one.
Lang has to stretch, takes the mark. He's at left half back. Sends it to the wing. Selwood favoured by the kick, couldn't hang on though, fell at his feet. Kennedy coming strongly. Blixarves shuttles it forward. Now that's deliberate. I think he was trying to get it to Selwood, if anything, and Selwood was unhappy with his effort.
I agree with you. Just trying to get it on to Joel Selwood there. Didn't have his hands free to handball it. Got to take into account the amount of pressure the players are under when paying those free kicks. They're not infallible, these players. When they've got opposition hanging off them, they are going to make mistakes and not perfectly hit a target. I love the rule, but it frustrates me some of the interpretations, I'm sure, along with the fans.
Henderson drives it down towards half forward, thumped out of bounds by Smith, and there's the anomaly. Right there, boundary throw in, but they've been consistent with that, the umpires, all season long as well. If you punch it out of bounds in the act of spoiling, it's okay. Hasn't been called so far. Naismith wins it down. Parker getting into the game. So too Kennedy. That spells disaster for the Cats if they work out. That towards half forward. Lonigan dropped the mark. Franklin could have been held without it. Diving in Lonigan. In trouble is Rowan. Hanging on for grim death is Mackey. The umpire, so Mackey wins a free kick. Huge 5 minutes coming up. Well, the remainder of the quarter. But the first five they've got to deal with. Geelong thumped away by Grundy, taken by Kennedy. Through the football, play on's the call. Bartel drives it inside the forward 50. Clark low down, spilt it, did he? Yes, it came back to him. He wishes it hadn't. D'Elia's got him. In slides Mills, and we get a ball up. We'll watch this again. He's claiming he marked it.
Good call by the ump.
Just doesn't quite have his touch at the moment, Mitch Clark. Really struggling to impact this game. First game back at AFL level for so long. I think it was round 9 last year. Big absence.
Hewitt, good attack. Rowan pushed off by Mackey. And that ball not quite out. Bartel not sure if it's coming out. Hewitt just gets a little one. High tackle, free kick going to Duncan. So coming back to Duncan. He's had a solid game, Duncan. Goes short, finds a target. Enright's got it, wanted to give off, and then quickly goes to the pocket. Clark, Aliir, Menzel, twisting and turning, and boundary thrown, touched off the boot. Cats pressing here.
Haven't scored for 25 minutes now, the Cats. Boundary throw in, good spot for them. Blixarves tries to hook it behind. Towers anxious to clear the zone, kicks it directly to Enright, who lines up. Or is it Duncan? It's Enright. He's put it through. Quick to celebrate with Duncan.
Just that indiscriminate kick coming out, isn't it? I mean, you're under pressure, Dan, and you're trying to get the ball out of the danger zone, but they'd set up so well, Geelong, hadn't they?
Yep.
Enright, who missed a shot earlier tonight on the siren in the first quarter, gets it home.
Knows where to go in that situation, doesn't he? So often that errant kick finishes up in the wrong hands going forward or back.
Here we go. Set up.
Just a quick kick there by Towers. You really need to clear outside the 50 if you're going to throw it on the boot like that. Straight to Enright. A terrific finish from the Cats champ, as you said earlier, Bruce, closing in on the game's record holder for the Cats. He's up to 323.
Hold the ball.
Fair call.
Sydney.
Yes.
Hold it.
Enright, 100th game here, as Dennis mentioned earlier, 17th goal at the ground.
Move it on. Play on.
So Parker having a terrific season and a very good night. Grundy. So let's see if Geelong can build from that. Mills, well, they've got a chance here. Hawkins. Gee, Mills did well there. Got the big ball down. That's not easy to do. Grundy looking for Kennedy's run. Gets to Lloyd. Lloyd was the goal scorer in this quarter. High ball. Franklin with a chance here. Pushed out, but he did well. Jack tucks it under the arm. And yes, rolls it home. Charlotte's going to be pleased with that one.
Oh, what about that tackle by Mills?
To get the big ball down, eh?
Set up the goal. That's just fantastic. So Jack got the opening goal, gets his second.
Straight back.
Here's the brilliant tackle from Callum Mills. 28 kilos, the difference there between those two men, but Mills was not going to let go. And Kieran Jack, classy finish. Mills still without a NAB Rising Star nomination. I know Sydney fans don't like that. He's on his way to one tonight.
Sinclair got it from Hanbury to McVeigh, kicks it down towards half forward. Ruggles chops it off, kicks it back towards the half forward line for his side. Gutsy mark by Menzel. The most dangerous forward, takes on the man on the mark initially, only to feed the Dangerfield. Dangerfield is wide of the mark and through for a minor score. Well played by Menzel, knew what he was doing there, but Dangerfield's kick didn't miss by much. McVeigh to bring it in. But they're off the pace now by 22 points, Geelong. And the hometown crowd trying to rally their team. McVeigh drives it outside the defensive 50.
Geelong with all the numbers, but they couldn't. Hanbury, Rose, quite smack, slips the ball out, coughs it up. Menzel, Duncan, good-looking kick. Free kick. No, not a free kick. Gee, Hawkins dragged down Mitchell with some time. Cap fans don't like it. Grundy off the step. Not a great-looking kick. Franklin Parker, the Flyers. Caps with the numbers. Dangerfield couldn't quite burst through. Rose worried out of it by Colin Jasney. Parker strong through the hips. Did so well in heavy traffic. Swings a dangerous ball. Not a good kick. Selwood lurking. Terrific tackle. Holding the ball up in.
Incorrect disposal. Took the tackle on.
McVeigh with a free kick, right half back. Parker, he's really starting to bob up now. Murdoch is a player for Geelong who needs to lift. He's there for his pace and run. Well, he's given neither. The ball goes out of bounds. Crowd want deliberate. It'll be tossed in.
Well, that's just a missed kick. There's the free kick. The left arm was round Tom Hawkins. And I agree, that's holding the footy. Good tackle by Jared McVeigh on the Cat skipper. Outstanding. I just feel like the last couple of minutes, intensity's gone up a notch even again. Can Sydney weather it, or are Geelong going to get on a little run?
McVeigh hammers it at Kennedy. Kennedy equal to it. Kicks it down towards half forward. Papley, can he get free? Had a long time. Comes to Franklin. Quick hands that time. Hewitt. Well, that was a clever kick between two Cats. Missed down there by Harry Taylor. Tried again, wanting to get free. Richards across towards Lloyd. Brilliant. And the goals open up for the left footer.
Thanks, mate.
One thing I've loved tonight with Sydney is their strength. Whenever they're tackled, they are still able to get an effective possession away, whether by hand or by foot, which means they're just able to release teammates then into space. When Geelong have thought they've had them wrapped up, well, this would be a big goal for the Swans.
Around he comes. Franklin. Kick is on the way. Hasn't got the distance. Well, just helped across the line by Smith. Just the one goal for Buddy tonight. Leads the Coleman. Now it's at 53. Josh Kennedy will play on Sunday.
Just concerns for Geelong down here with Corey Enright, with just the left hip issue. He's just in a bit of discomfort.
So Dangerfield, well-weighted kick. Here is Murdoch, who's had a quiet night.
Only coming up for possession number 4, Jordan Murdoch. Dennis is right. He's in the team for that speed, but got to find the footy and impact the play a bit more.
Cockatoo. So Cockatoo measures that kick to about 35 metres. Oh, big fly coming from Menzel on the up. Good stuff by Mills. And then Lloyd doesn't get it far. Bartel, Cockatoo. Well done. Selwood, Kennedy and Selwood. That's a great duel out of bounds.
Selwood's got every reason to be really disappointed in Cockatoo. The first option was the hand pass.
You're right, Dennis. Absolutely right. Sometimes it's just doing the simple things well. Good fly by Menzel, but Cockatoo had to just give the handball straight away. Don't try and beat 2 or 3 tacklers. Give the handball, then let Selwood spot up with a kick. In big games, tight games, the team that does the most basic things well, time and time again, will often win the game.
Bartel taken down. Cockatoo slams it to centre half forward. There is Murdoch. Ball squeezes out. Smith gets a bit on it. It's up and high. Guthrie, eyes for the ball. Well done, Sinclair. Bartel, G. Kennedy was good not to give a free kick away. Lingy, you mentioned 3-4 minutes ago how the pressure's gone up. This is the one you were talking about,
that's
Selwood.
That's the one. Just tried to take on a few tacklers before. He finally gave the tackle to the handball to Selwood, but by then it was covered.
Just this next goal's massive, isn't it? One way or the other. I mean, Sydney just break the game open if they get it. Geelong back in strong if they get it.
Yeah, Jasny, Ruggles, now Mackie, an experienced hands. Mackie kicks inside the forward 50. Well played by Grundy at the back. And Rampy, oblivious to that good work. So much courage, comes back, takes the mark, gives it to Mills. An inspirational tackle about 4 minutes ago, set up a goal. And right now, Geelong just clinging in this game. Kennedy comes to Jack. The margin is 23 points. Bearing in mind, Geelong have only 6 goals. Or is it 5, Bruce? 6 or 5? I can't.
6.
There you go. Can't read it. Ball goes towards the outer side, sliding in. The mark is taken by Franklin. Wants to go immediately. Brilliant kick. And Richards takes the mark about 40 metres out directly in front.
Outstanding footy by the Swans. Ball movement good. Buddy Franklin just getting that break and then just swung straight away around. Again, it came from Dane Rampy, an intercept mark about 40 seconds earlier. He's having a brilliant night of football, Dane Rampy down back, influencing the play every time he goes near it.
Teddy Richards has 1 goal this season. Has he got 2? He has multiple goals, the first time since 2008 for that man. Well done. And Sydney now virtually taking a stranglehold on the game. It's going to take something special from the Cats from here. And so far, they haven't done enough. Dangerfield was the man who inspired them in the opening term. Well, more have got to come to the party. Haven't seen much of Dangerfield in this term.
Coming straight back.
Good finish. They're a great side when Franklin's up the ground and delivering like that as well as when he's kicking goals, aren't they?
Yeah, he goes okay in both those areas, Bruce. You're absolutely right. Love Sydney's defensive work as well, not just their scoring ability. Geelong average 103 points a game, only 38 on the scoreboard so far.
Clark's kick cut off by Aaliyah.
Getting all the facets of the game right, the Swans. The Cats now simply got to respond. Got to find a way.
Got to start hitting that scoreboard. That was the question Dennis asked at half-time. I mean, where are the goals going to come from? So Towers kicked to centre wing. Oh, the good mark by Taylor. Haven't been beaten at home this year, the Cats. Built a remarkable record here since 2007. That incredible year. Blitzers. Oh, he's gone. Gee.
Holding the ball. Sydney. Illegal disposal.
So Towers.
Now it's just starting to play with their heads a little bit, that pressure that Sydney have brought.
Yeah, because he had options around him, didn't he?
It's the perceived pressure. You just feel like you're going to get tackled.
Gee.
They're a chance now, though. They've got to make the most of this turnover.
Towers, that is so sloppy, isn't it, coming out? Can he make up for it here? Getting back Bartel, a good one-hander from Jimmy. Turning back the clock.
That's a double blow there for Dean Towers. He's the one who kicked the ball straight back to Mitch Duncan. And then just rubbed it in a little bit by Bartel taking a mark on him. That's where you want to get a shovel and dig yourself a little hole on the footy field. If you've made a couple of blues like that, it's a lonely place out there.
Talked about Enright's 100th game here. This is Bartel's 98th at Cardinia Park. He's played 298, so 200 elsewhere. He's kicked 85 goals here. And he's normally a good shot. He's kicked some famous shots after the siren in the past. Not hitting the post. He's had a famous point or two. That's not one of them, but Geelong stuck, aren't they? They're stuck at the moment. 4.5 goals behind.
There's Jones. He's kicked the goal tonight. This time at the opposite end of the ground, sends it outside the defensive 50. Hewitt was up. Papley, nicely done. Franklin. Papley runs again, kicks it around the other side. Rowan, wonderful acceleration. Got a step on Taylor, and that's all it took. So Rowan, outstanding by Sydney tonight so far. Fast start, pulled back, and found the wherewithal to go again, as Rowan does here. Kicks it long, turns the defence around. Some holding on behind. Panic. Duncan grabbed Parker, and Parker will kick a goal from 10 metres out.
And didn't need to do it, Dennis.
No.
Geelong had all the numbers down there.
Out of 10.
Just, clear free kick. Too high. He had all the support. You can see the 3 Geelong players on the right of your screen. Panic.
Well, I think Duncan thought that he was Warwick Kappa. Parker would be pleased. Kicks the goal.
Gee, as you say, Cam, I mean, they probably had 5-1 if you counted everyone within 5 metres of the ball in the end. And that's a remarkably fortuitous result for Parker and the Swans, and this is a massive lead now.
The best Parker could have done was spoil, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, to get a stoppage. Or
Not a high flyer.
No.
Straight back.
Their midfield collectively has been very good, hasn't it? I mean,
Here we go.
one man stood out for Geelong in the first quarter, but Sydney collectively have had the best of it.
Yeah, Hanbury, Mitchell, that man there, Luke Parker, been excellent. Josh Kennedy's worked his way into the game. Not a huge night possession-wise for him, but he's had an influence still.
Mitchell got a high one.
High contact, Sydney. Sydney. Time back on.
Winning everything at the moment, the Swans. This has been a fantastic display. Still a long way to go.
Play on.
Geelong playing at home. We'll still fancy their chances. Their last quarters have been outstanding all year. Ruggles, Enright, little injury concern for him. Lonigan, Motlop hasn't been able to hit that scoreboard. McCarthy the same. So Geelong need a lift everywhere. McCarthy, good kick down that line. Bartel, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Play on. Duncan building the ball forward. He'd like a big play here to get back what happened a moment ago. Ball squeezing towards the line. Smith, well, it was hard to pick that for Smith. I mean,
Very well umpired. If anything, that was probably Tom Mitchell's free kick.
Reckon.
But just let it go. Said you were both holding. Play on. Well umpired.
34 points the margin. Swans in front. Boundary throw in right on the 50.
Play on.
Smith flicks it down behind. Parker head down, only as far as Mitchell. Now Hanbury tries to find a way through. Smith over it, gets boot to ball, effective enough. Ruggles slips a hand pass away. McCarthy under pressure. Dangerfield splits the difference, just kicks it inside the forward 50. But the mark has been taken by Jones.
Gee, they've contained Dangerfield well. Only 8 possessions now since quarter time.
Clear out. Thank
And
you.
each one of those since quarter time have felt like they've been under enormous pressure. That one there being tackled as he kicked it, created the turnover. They've adjusted all of their midfield setup so well within the game.
Gee, Mitchell probably a little stiff, but
Bend off.
here he is again, Dangerfield.
Well, then. Okay.
No, it's going to Ruggles. So Ruggles to set it forward, so touch off the boot. Hanbury, clever. Jack. Hewitt was flat-footed, but he did well. Gee, Hanbury put Jack under the pump. Jack to Hewitt. Hewitt, little give to Mills. Mills decides to buy some time with a high ball, and Lonigan takes a comfortable mark. So a bit sloppy there by the Swans, coming out the back. Lonigan's kick wide, look good off the boot. Strong mark. Terrific mark taken by McCarthy. Cats desperate for a goal here.
He's played okay, McCarthy, when he's been on the ground. Searching kick. Clark's in front, edged under it. Bartel slaps it towards goal. Not knowing who was getting close there, Jones plays the percentages and concedes a behind. And they can afford to do that. They lead by 33. Approaching three-quarter time on Friday Night Football. McVeigh himself to the outer side. Harry Taylor with a judgment, hands to it, couldn't hang on. Mackey knocks it to his own advantage. Enright, a hurried kick inside the forward 50. Well, on the line, the mark is taken by Murdoch. Now, he's a long kick.
Shane, blood rule. Sydney.
Hold the ball, it's a blood roll. Hold the ball, please. Jordan.
Smith coming off the ground. One thing's for sure, he can't dispute it.
No, definitely not. Jordan Murdoch, the man with the ball in his hands, he should have the distance from here. He is a big kick of the footy. He's one of those few young Geelong players who've just, if they're going to be any chance, and it's probably getting beyond that pretty soon for the Cats, have just got to find a way of getting into this game. Only the 4 disposals. Darcy Lang's been quiet, just the 7. Motlop hasn't had a lot of impact. Cam Guthrie only the 9 disposals. Those blokes have got to get going.
So Murdoch, a punishing kick. It's a beauty. It's got the carry. Touch and go. I think it's okay. Big kick. Now, ideally, they've got to find another one before three-quarter time. If they turn down by 21 points, that wouldn't be a bad result after a term dominated by Sydney. Sydney 11-7, Geelong 7-4, so the margin currently at 27 points.
Yeah, I'm with you. Here we go.
We spoke in the pre-game that the Swans are 7 from 7 when they win the scores from stoppages. Currently they're 5 goals won to Geelong's 1 goal straight.
And that's why Murdoch's in the team, Lingy, because he can finish like that. I mean, that was a huge goal, both in terms of distance and the context. And now Selwood getting the ball to about 30 metres out. Clark did so well. Bartel, no. It was the right angle and everything, but we didn't think there'd be a goalkeeper back there, but the goalkeeper's been a good player tonight. Rampy kicks the ball out wide. Good effort by Richards. Sydney built that ball forward. These next minutes so vital for both teams because the Swans have done so well to establish a big lead. Jack Mackie takes the mark.
Hold!
Geelong with a chance to set something up late here and get a second late goal to build some hope at three-quarter time.
Now.
We'll show you some figures at the start of the last quarter, which, if you're a Geelong fan, will make you very happy in terms of their last quarters this season. So now Murdoch with that long kick.
Towards half forward, there's a push there. It's going to be a free kick to Hawkins. Crowd think it's overdue.
Okay, mate.
Not sure that's right.
Doesn't matter. No, not like that.
Nothing sinister, but the push was there. Hawkins has got the footy. A minute and a half till three-quarter time. Sends it deep into attack. Launching himself, Clark. Cockatoo a half chance. Stolen away brilliantly by Kennedy. He's working his way into this contest. Rampy has been there from the opening minute. Kicks it outside the 50. And it will be a free kick to Rowan against Enright.
Right on it. Thank you.
Well done by Rowan. He had to run to get to the contest and then earn a free kick.
Move it on. Play on.
Cross half back. The Sydney speedster kicks it up towards the wing. From the side, Franklin. He's been well held. Towers. Keeping it in, Franklin, apparently. McVeigh driving down to half forward. Less than a minute remaining and Lonigan will tidy up.
They've got time, Geelong. They do, but they do need to move it quickly. Guthrie. He's going to spread it. Not gaining any territory here. Murdoch, he can cover some distance, but that's slow and high, and the clock is starting to eat away here.
And Gary Rowan got across quickly there. Just to slow Andrew Mackie down, man, he couldn't play on. Get that fast play and rebound off half-back. Well defended again by the Swans.
So Motlop just spiralling the ball. Cockatoo setting himself. Mills. Ball gets over the back. Swans make a big mistake. Cockatoo twisting, turning. Jumping around shadows, kicking to centre half forward. Towers, Hanbury, Selwood front on. Siren sounds. Big third quarter for the Swans. Hanbury hurt, I think. He's a tough nut. He'll pick himself up. And Sydney have a 27-point